for the weekly special is provided by IU School of Public Health Bloomington, addressing public health needs by preventing disease, promoting health, and improving quality of life across the state and around the world through research, teaching, and community engagement. IU Credit Union, now offering mobile access to IU Credit Union accounts, helping account holders check balances, transfer funds, and pay bills through their mobile devices. Available through the IU Credit Union apps for iPhone and Droid. The Al Cobain Recognition Endowment Fund, established by friends and family of Al Cobain to support jazz initiatives on WTIU and WFIU. And WTIU members, thank you. Tonight, explore small Indiana places that have had an enormous impact.
From ancient history to Hoosiers today. Become awestruck by Indiana's largest natural sandstone bridge. Explore a new small-town destination with Little Indiana's Jessica Nunemaker. Get in the competitive spirit at the National Bowhunters Championship in Bedford, Indiana. And welcome country crooner Don Pedigo to the studio. It's going to be a great show tonight.
So stay tuned for the stories that will inspire you to get out of your comfort zone and into your community.
Hello and welcome to the weekly special. I'm Daryl Neer.
And I'm Erica Sagone. So Daryl, one of my favorite things to do this time of year is get out there and explore a part of the state that feels completely new to me.
Well, we're going to offer you some inspiration tonight as we premiere a new series on the natural wonders of Indiana. Now, tucked away just north of Coventry, Indiana, is one of the state's unique natural wonders and a natural historic landmark.
Today we are at Portland Arch Nature Preserve. It's a pretty significant feature within what is called the Entrenched Valley subsection of the Central Till Plains natural region. It's really characterized by a lot of these sandstone bedrock outcroppings. The natural vegetative features on top of these sandstone cliffs are some pretty dry to mesic oak hickory woodlands. So Portland Arch is aptly named for the arch through the sandstone, dug by this small tributary of Bear Creek, which feeds into the Wabash. It's eroded a hole through the sandstone cliff. Arches are an incredibly rare thing to find in Indiana, just because generally the water systems that come through here just kind of erode out the face. We generally don't have a tributary leading into it that has eroded enough at the edge of this sandstone. So if you look at the feature over there, you could see that kind of this tributary over there at one point went all the way around this structure and formed this outcropping here. And it got close enough where this creek here, that tributary there, had eventually eroded a hole through the sandstone and created this arch. This arch was actually historically used as a passageway, and they used to dig quite a bit of this earth out so they could bring a wagon through there with a load of whatever that they were hauling on there. But I have seen historical photos of people standing on the back of a wagon underneath this arch. There's some mention in Alton Lindsay's Natural Areas of Indiana book, and there is brief mention in there that after the war, Tecumseh and the prophet, Tecumseh retreated, and in his retreat came through Portland Arch, and there's actually a small cave, kind of just more of an inlet into a cliff, not very deep cavern at all. Supposedly he hid there for a brief spell in his retreat from that battle. So within the DNR, as I mentioned earlier, there's the Division of Nature Preserves, but we also have a lot of sister divisions, such as Fish and Wildlife, State Parks and Reservoirs, Division of Forestry. So the Division of Nature Preserves, we oversee almost 50,000 acres of nature preserves within the state, managed by a lot of different divisions, as well as land trusts, nonprofit organizations like the Nature Conservancy. And then the Division of Nature Preserves, we have our own properties as well, Portland Arch being one of them. Within our division, we do a lot of work to try to preserve, as I was mentioning earlier, the actual natural communities in here, the habitat, by doing a lot of invasive species management. This area of the state, we really battle a lot with your typicals, garlic mustard, bush honeysuckle, autumn olive, mulberry and Osage orange, black locust, trees that really are not native to here at all. And the goal for us is to manage these areas as best we can to the natural community that was here prior to European settlement. We will do active management to remove some of these understory species and try to promote or restore the area to the way that it existed prior to settlement. It's basically a living museum, and it's a laboratory. It's an area that we can go and look back in the lens of time to see a piece of Indiana as it was before it was really settled and changed quite drastically from what was here prior to settlement. And a lot of these areas bring with them the natural communities that existed maybe in large numbers before settlement happened, and now they're just clinging on in small numbers. So it allows us refuge for these species to hopefully thrive and keep moving on for future generations to come in here and enjoy, to study. They're great places. They're really great reserves of our natural history of Indiana. And to come to a nature preserve, especially a really high quality nature preserve like Portland Arch, is to just kind of take a lens back in time and see a piece of Indiana as one might have 200 plus years ago.
For more ideas on beautiful places across Indiana to visit this summer, go to in.gov for a list of parks and preserves in your area. Now, Erica, that was absolutely beautiful, and seeing the power of nature.
I had no idea that existed in Indiana. Definitely going to put that on my list of places to go this summer for sure.
And I think we have another place that we can put on your list.
Absolutely. Jessica Nunemaker is back in the studio to share another fantastic small town destination just in time for summer.
DePauw University may get all the attention, but the town of Greencastle, Indiana has several unexpected assets, if you know where to look. It isn't every bed and breakfast that can boast of 26 mostly wooded acres in a more than 7,000 square foot home, but that's exactly what you will find at 3 Fat Labs. Named for the couple's friendly and definitely rotund Labradors, even a timid child will feel at ease with these calm and gentle animals. Bonus, if you are very lucky, the owner will bake his family recipe for soft ginger cookies. From 3 Fat Labs, you can enjoy easy access to the nearby Ocala Covered Bridge. Stunning in any season, the single-span wooden bridge was built in 1898 by prolific bridge designer Joseph J. Daniels and still handles local traffic over Big Walnut Creek. Get a little shopping done at Isabella Marie's Antiques and Things. There is so much stuff sitting outside of this shop that you just know it is going to be good. With excellent and creative spontaneous sales, her already reasonable prices get even better. From bikes to books to dishware and tons of kids' gently used toys, it is a must-visit destination. Idle's Florist is one of the most well-arranged and inviting flower and gift shops I've seen yet. Begun in 1908, they carry an incredible line of tasteful gifts for any age. Plants and flowers are tucked into displays everywhere. It's a fresh, sweet-smelling downtown staple. The Putnam County Courthouse is an attraction in its own right, what with the World War II buzz bomb. Kids love to visit this easy-to-access attraction. One of only 2 in the entire United States, it was an early model of pilotless anti-aircraft, serving as a World War II memorial. When it's time to dine, be grateful that you are in Greencastle. Since 1990, folks have hobnobbed at Almost Home Restaurant. Expanding over the years to include the Swizzle Stick Bar, they specialize in what they term stylish comfort food. I would have to agree. Never has a pork tenderloin sandwich and homemade potato chips looked as pretty. Follow it up with her mouth-watering and lovely award-winning strawberry pizza.
There's plenty more Greencastle, Indiana fun where that came from. You just never know what you will find when you explore a small town. Read all about it on www.littleindiana.com. Small towns, destinations, not drive-thrus. I'm Jessica Nunemaker, and this is Little Indiana.
Well, thanks, Jessica. We sure did love learning more about Greencastle.
You know, I went to DePaul and I have to mention Marvin's, their garlic cheeseburger, wet burritos, and garlic cheese fries. It's a great visit.
Thanks for the tidbit.
Well, this year was the last time that Bedford played host for more than 1,000 national and international visitors, all part of a unique 30-year tradition.
Down a winding country road just outside Bedford, Indiana, the White River Bowhunters Club hosts the International Bowhunter Organization for the first leg of the Triple Crown Championship.
The club was formed by 4 individuals in 1951. It started very small, just a handful of people. Held their meetings and stuff and had their club in a chicken house down on White River. And it progressed to what it is now, around 100 people. And we're the oldest continuous club in the state of Indiana.
The White River Bowhunters has been a staple in our organization for pretty much the beginning. You know, the IBO is 31 years old. They've been involved with the organization for 30 years. In the beginning, there was competition, but it was not on a national level. This is the first leg of the national championship where we actually bring archers from all over the country to compete. And this brings us together for camaraderie and to bring like-minded archers together to help further our cause.
If you're a competitor in archery or a manufacturer, you know about the event in Bedford. We have people come here from Australia, Italy, all kinds of people from Canada. We have a lot of people come here and compete. We've run up to 1,800 shooters, and then all these people have family members and friends they bring with them. So you get a couple thousand people easy.
The competition here is not only the novice, the very beginner that wants to get involved in 3D, but we also have pros that are the best archers in the world. They all come together and compete at this competition.
Divided into multiple classes based on age and skill level, competitors walk the natural trail course on over 500 acres. Each scene along the trail features animals at an unknown distance, with scores ranging from a 5 for a body shot to an 11 for a perfect bullseye, and a wide variety of three-dimensional animal shapes and sizes.
We've been out here for about a month and a half trying to get the ranges all set up, get the animals all set out there where they belong. And that's where our club members enjoy coming out and seeing all the people that you see from year to year to year that will remember you as being at the White River Bowhunters Classic Shoot. The mother, the father, the children all come, grandparents, their whole family will be here to shoot this competition just because it's an outdoor sport that people can do with their families, and everybody enjoys the same thing.
We have kids as small as 2 and 3 years old out here shooting, and we have competitors as old as in their 80s. So we have classes for all of those divisions. It is a lifelong sport, and it's a family sport. You'll see a lot of families out here competing together. And that's what we want to do. We want to preserve that competition, preserve that heritage, and pass it on to future generations.
The club also focuses on youth outreach and hunter education, something that will remain particularly important as this will be the last year for the competition after the death of longtime leader and IBO director Gary Baldwin.
He loved the club, and he just devoted all his time to it. It was a real difficult decision to make, to give up the event. You got a lot of people getting age on them. They're getting tired. That's a long run. There's not another IBO event that has ever ran this long. Gary always kept everybody, he wanted everything perfect, and that's the way it worked out, and that helped keep this event here. because when IBO come in to check everything, they knew it was right.
They've been tremendous partners in this Triple Crown, and we're really going to miss the fine people that help out at this event. Gary Baldwin was very much part of this, and there's just a lot of history there that is hard to replace. We hope that some of the younger shooters step up and can fill some of those shoes, but as a founding father and someone that we look up to tremendously, it's going to be very difficult to replace that.
We got a lot of dedicated members. We just got a good group of people. It's a great place to go, have fun, a lot of stuff going on. We work with a lot of kids. Hope it stays just like it is.
For more information on how you can participate, visit whiteriverbowhunters.com or go to ibo.net for a list of upcoming events in your area.
Well, we are excited to welcome back Don Pedigo to the studio, and though he's made his move to Nashville, Tennessee, he remains a Hoosier at heart.
Well, I grew up in church. My grandfather was a minister, and so was my father. My mother played piano. I remember every night falling asleep, and she'd be playing, I remember the Boogie Woogie in particular, so I had kind of a blues bass at a very young age, and my father always played all the classic country artists like Don Williams and Johnny Cash, 8-tracks and records, so music's just always been around, and it just seemed natural to pick up the instrument. I remember writing my first song probably my junior year in high school, about a girl, aren't they all, you know. I guess fast forward to 21, I had just started to play the bar circuit, cover bands and whatnot. But I was always drawn to my heroes who were songwriters, and writing for me is more like a channeling of information. It's always there, and it's kind of like just reaching it up and pulling it down and allowing that to happen. I would say what I write about in particular is more of a conversational piece and real life, you know, things that people can relate to, probably more so blue-collar, hard-working folks, you know, week-to-weekers. I would say that's probably more where it comes from. I'm just an observer and sort of a sponge for information. I kind of absorb the situations and events that I'm in my life, and they naturally just seem to come out in different ways as stories or news stories, some of it directly related to experiences I've had, and just kind of a morphing of all of that. I know for most people, I mean through experience, that they're mostly drawn to the melody first, and then the rhythm, and then eventually they get to the lyric. And if you get that far into the lyric and they start memorizing the lyric, then they're hooked. I think the thing that draws me the most about music is performing, connecting with the audience, those who are open to, I guess, receive the message that I'm putting out there. And it's just like, you know, when I can look into their eyes and they can look into my eyes, and there's nothing but complete interaction there, you know. It's like you know each other from a past life or whatever it may be, and then you step off stage and it's back to shaking hands and thank you for coming to the show kind of thing. But just for that moment when you connect with somebody, it's kind of hard to explain. It's sort of a spiritual thing. But as time has passed, the writing has sort of taken a real close second place, because that's really the longevity for any artist. That's what's going to outlive me. So I see now as years pass that it's probably the most important thing, and the performance is just kind of like the stocking stuffer. I think the thing that I want to last in my music will always be my roots. No matter how far up here I might go, I still need to stay firmly grounded on where I came from. That's what's gotten me this far. That's what I know. And Harlan Howard, one of the greatest songwriters of all time, said, just write what you know. And I've taken that to heart. I believe that's true, and I believe that's what I'll do.
And now, Don Pedigo.
Hit that snooze again. Sometimes you wanna beat it to death. Feel like a cog in a wheel on a road that never ends. spend all your time trying to get something you can hold in your hands or feel under your feet. So you kiss her goodbye and you do 9 to 5 to buy all the things you think make it complete. You keep up with the Joneses, thinking that's what you need, but none of that crap's worth a whole heap of beans compared to the stuff that love's made up of. Man, I swear this will set you free. Yeah, take it from me. If you've got love, you got everything. That's right, man, you got everything. You see, I was you once upon a life, living dog-town, working long hours, filling that house with the absence of me. Spent all that time trying to get something I could hold in my hands or feel under my feet. And when she kissed me goodbye for the last time, I lost the one thing that made me complete. You keep up with the Joneses, thinking that's what you need, but none of that crap's worth a whole heap of beans compared to the stuff that love's made up of. Man, I swear this will set you free. Yeah, take it from me. If you've got love, you got everything. Don't take it for granted that some bit of life is anything more than the love in her eyes. Yeah, we all need something that money can't buy. Take my advice. Yeah, you keep up with the Joneses, thinking that's what you need, but none of that crap's worth a whole heap of things compared to the stuff that love's made up of. Man, I swear this will set you free. Yeah, take it from me. If you've got love, you got everything. That's right, man, you got everything. You can fill up your house till it bursts at the seams, but none of that crap's worth a whole heap of beans. Well, love is all you need. It's everything.
And for more information on Don's upcoming album and tour dates, visit his website, donpedigo.com. Well, Daryl, another great show with new fun ideas for things to do this summer. Where are you looking forward to going this summer?
Well, Jessica Nunemaker made me nostalgic to go back to Greencastle, my old undergraduate stomping grounds, visit the campus and see some of the sites that she highlighted. How about you?
Well, you know, I love the fire tower in the Hoosier National Forest, so I'm definitely going to get back there this summer.
Good.
Well, that's all the time that we've got for you tonight. One more time before we go, Don Pedigo. Good night.
Ordered a silver time machine. I took off from LAX. 4 hours later it touched down in 1976, where the rebels yelled and hearts took flight, and the sound of rusty guitar strings filled the Natchez night. I had a while, I had a need. Went looking for the spirit of Jenny Reed. down on Demolition Avenue. They say he's gone like smoke's a manger blue. Do 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 do. The whole scene made me homesick for the future where I come from. Right about then I just wanted to hear the sound of Ringo's drums. The future's a promise, the past is sure to keep. And knowing that, I paid my tab and walked out in the street. I had a while, I had a need when looking for the spirit of Jimmy Reed.
Production support for the weekly special is provided by IU School of Public Health Bloomington, addressing public health needs by preventing disease, promoting health, and improving quality of life across the state and around the world through research, teaching, and community engagement. IU Credit Union, now offering mobile access to IU Credit Union accounts, helping account holders check balances, transfer funds, and pay bills through their mobile devices. Available through the IU Credit Union apps for iPhone and Droid. The Al Cobine Recognition Endowment Fund, established by friends and family of Al Cobine to support jazz initiatives on WTIU and WFIU. And WTIU members, thank you.